How's it going, guys and gals? This is Advanced Warrior here, and welcome back to another Tiny Wars replay commentary. Now, before I begin, at the time I'm recording this, there's about a week left before the signups end for the Tiny Wars Open Tournament, the very first of its kind. So if you haven't heard about it already, feel free to check out my Tiny Wars Open Tournament announcement video, and that will give you all the links to the game, the Discord server, and the sign up link. It'll tell you all the rules, it'll tell you everything that you need to have in order for me and CJ to run this tournament smoothly. So for all of you guys who've participated already, thank you guys so much. And for all of you who are planning to participate, I thank you guys as well. We are hitting numbers I didn't even expect to hit, but you know, we could get more. We only got a week left, but only time will tell. And another thing is, you're not going to see this face for the rest of the video. I do apologize. The map is so small that we're able to scale it so big, and it just felt a bit too small for my face cam. So if you wanted to see this face, I'm sorry. Wait till the end of the video. Like any of you guys want to see my face anyways. Alright, so wait, okay, here we go. Wait. Oh, here we go. So instead, you're just gonna see Lucina again, my PNG. Alright, looks like it's working smoothly. Alright, so, yeah, like I said, the map is very small. It's a 15 by 10 map. The map is called One Last Warning. And I think the thing that stands out about the map and why it's called One Last Warning is because of these flares that each of the player has on the opponent's side. These flares, as you can see on the bottom, have 0 fuel and cannot move, so that means that doesn't mean they're going to die, however. It just means that they're immobile. They have 1 HP, so almost anything can kill them, but they do have 3 ammunition, and they don't shoot like cannons like tanks do. Flares shoot out a flare, so each side is going to get 3 opportunities to try to gain some vision and try to gain some intel for the very early of the game before the flare gets killed off. You can kill off the flare before it gets off its 3rd shot, I think, or maybe its 2nd shot if you're like, you know, ambitious. I haven't tried that yet though because it felt very inefficient. But yeah, One Last Warning. It comes from the flares, and I do like the name. The map, however, does feel very small. Like if we were going to look at my side here, the choke points are like down here, which is like a lot of rough terrain for some vehicles to like even get through here. It's a little more open on the top here. Still got a little choke point here, which is also right next to the opponent. Similar vice versa. For this side, you're gonna have to go up to here and then make a decision to loop around this mountain or go through this forest, which at that point you'll probably kill that flare. A lot of easy to get cities back here. I think the contested ones are like maybe these 4 that I'm clicking, and maybe these as well. So what I do kind of like about this map, however, is that what are considered low tier COs can actually perform very well. My philosophy for this map is if your CO zone gives you a huge boost, then your CO has a good chance on this map, and that's like typically the COs with the smaller CO zone. Since the map is so tight, you don't really need a large CO zone. You could still work it out, but personally, I consider the larger boost from the smaller COs. And so me and my opponent did ban some of those COs that do well on the smaller maps with a small CO zone. There's also a bunch of meteors that you can break to expand it a little bit. Like I would like maybe break 1 of these, so you have like less rough terrain to try to get through here. Probably this one, because there's a wasteland right next to this one. All right, so regarding COs, both of us picked the same CO, and both of us picked Will. Will's CO zone is a zone radius of 2, and he does have the default of +10 to all units. His boost is that all of his ground direct units are going to gain +20% offense, which is you know, expected for a very tight map. Not good for artillery, unfortunately. That would be like for gauge. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to mention some of the good COs like for this map, like Gage, Will, Tasha, even for air units. Lynn also really strong, but she was banned for this game. But we were left with Will, and I believe that is a fine choice for both of us on this kind of map. A lot of firepower to like try to punch through these choke points, and his power is that all the units will gain the +10 bonus, and all of his ground units will gain +20% offense and +2 movement as well. So it can really help get through that rough terrain, or maybe go around some corners to like get closer to the choke points. And if you're like punching through, your back units have even more movement to keep moving forward and just keep attacking all the units that you can. But yeah, like I said, both of us picked Will. Very small map. We might see some meteors breaking, gonna see a lot of high firepower. So without further ado, let's begin. So I'm player 1. Unfortunately, I couldn't get red. And I built a bike first because I felt like there was enough cities close by to like get infantry. And yeah, as you can see, I tried to flare out some parts. See what my opponent does here. I don't think he flared last turn. Could be wrong. Okay, now he just flared. Oh, this replay is moving a lot faster, actually. But yeah, I wanted to get the further base out first, and I built a recon. What I'm able to do is reveal the flare, and then kill it the same turn that I reveal it. I just get a little cheap shot on the meteor, and I deny my opponent the last flare use. And as you can see, I think from the base the bike was able to get the city. And here my opponent has a tank. He's already got it out, already in the CO zone. Got like 1 damage off attacking from the flare. A lot of nice little capture chains that you see here. And the tank can move fine through the shoals, so it doesn't look like it's cut off. And mechs are pretty good here too. Since it's so small, they could go through the mountains. Very cost efficient versus tanks. Oh, and in case you didn't see earlier, the comm towers actually belong to your opponents. Your flares are next to that. And here I see his tank. He probably saw my tank in. But yeah, back to mechs. Will's able to like move his mechs with his power. It's just not bad. Alright, so as you can see here, a slight deviation between me and my opponent. Did he base skip? Looks like they probably base skipped. But yeah, it's moving a bit too fast for me. I'm so sorry if it was moving too fast. But as you can see, right now we're kind of even. You know, I got this one, he got this one. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that my opponent has a tank. He had his tank down here, and then he moved another tank up here. If either of these tanks got first striked, like if there were no other reinforcements, either of these tanks got first striked, the other one cannot reinforce properly, so that's a bit of an issue. Doesn't matter right now, obviously. He does have coverage with his mech here, but as you saw earlier, I had my tank down here alongside my mech, and I built a tank down here. So you can tell I'm going a little stronger on this bottom side because I'll be able to be a bit closer. I attacked this meteor because of opportunity, I guess. My infantry was kind of in the way. I did make a couple micromanagement mistakes. I will admit to that. But yeah, I would have liked to destroy this meteor. Recon up here, protecting the city as well as scouting out some vision. I do see this mech here. I don't know if he goes for it. I do have both my comm towers though. Oh, and I do have the opportunity to break this meteor. Alright, so yeah, I do go ahead, move the recon back and try to capture the city. Just getting chip damage on the meteors. I'm not getting any charge for it though. Alright, Battlecopter moves down. I do lose that mech. I do lose that infantry. Battlecopters cannot fly over the meteors, unfortunately. Alright, so yeah, I still stand my ground, still trying to capture. Battlecopter is just attacking on the bottom. I finally do break through one. Oh wait, actually, no. With this meteor broken, I don't have to go through the wasteland, actually. I can just go up the city and maybe like reinforce the top a little better. So I guess that's good. So both of us have our COs on the bottom. And my opponent gets charged and he goes right into mech tanks. Oh, nope, I take that back. My opponent knew what he was doing. You know, gets the first strike on a unit. Battlecopter comes in, wounds my tank. My opponent also gets some good value off that mech, so... the mech is a bit of a gamble, I will admit. They're glass cannons. If they get attacked by other foot soldiers or first strike by other units, then their value is like heavily diminished because mechs really value from getting that first strike. And again, they're like attacking more infantry, already at 29 charge, just one more until they could like boost the CO zone. My opponent has the artillery on the top, but using slow capture, I was able to get that one property that I did say was low contested, and I get a really good first strike on my battlecopter. Second artillery is covering a decent amount of units. Artillery behind my CO unit is not covering very much. And unfortunately, I do lose my CO, and looks like that my opponent is making a good push on the top. However, they have nothing that can really stand against this battlecopter except 2 anti-airs. I can understand that. I can understand that because, you know, the battlecopter, it's a small map, so the battlecopter can easily evade to like maybe up here. So I understand why they have anti-airs on both of their bases. And here, unfortunately, I missed the opportunity to attack the mech, to attack with the mech because the ruins is a hidden tile. So this mech was a little suicidal, unfortunate. All right, so I just, you know, cut my losses, get a new CO unit, and yeah, like I have like proper coverage with my artillery now because the map is so tight. And here, I feel like my opponent is moving a bit too aggressively. To be fair, though, if I wanted to bring these units back, they have to go all the way back here to this bridge and through this forest, which is a corner to a mountain and a meteor. So it's going to be really, really difficult to try to reinforce the top with these units. And I can't even go through here on the top. I could maybe if I kill this infantry, but I don't think I can kill it though. The wasteland has 2 terrain stars, so a will tank probably won't kill it. Battlecopter can't fly around, unfortunately. But yeah, if I want to reinforce the top, I will have to do so. And they're going back repairing their battlecopter, build a tank and artillery. And I try to gain some ground on the bottom. And yeah, I am making that long trudge through the backside, protecting my cities, protecting my city with the bike. Artillery is actually covering this artillery, which is actually covering the my other units, so it felt pretty good. This mech is just covering this bike here. It's really easy to overlap your units on this map. And I built a second battlecopter because, as you saw in the first one, didn't have too much of a terrible time going through all the terrain, so I figured, this second battlecopter could actually help. I also don't think I see this anti-air up here yet. So yeah, anti-air comes in, really good at pushing. Unfortunately for me, I don't think I left my artillery there, so it's really bad on me. Anti-airs, they're also good units for punching through infantry. And as you can see, like all the attacks that my opponent has, he's already at 60 up here, so he can use his power if he wants to. But using a power requires you to use an action for your CO unit. So yeah, as you can see, it's a very claustrophobic map, and he is going very aggressive up here. You know, this comm tower he's not gonna get, so it's not too hard. So I feel like at this point this is a overextension for my opponent, because I had a recon up here. I was able to see that everything that was coming down here, and let's see here. He has an artillery. I have my artillery able to attack either the tank or the anti-air. The recon obviously can see everything that's up here. I have a battlecopter, which will probably attack this tank. It's the only thing it can attack. I got 2 tanks right here. My CO zone as well. So I got 2 battlecopters, my CO tank, another tank, artillery in position, a weakened tank, recon to get all the intel. So I should be able to get some good counterplay. He's going for my other city on the top. So yeah, clearly artillery just moving in with my tanks, able to kill that anti-air with a will tank. And as you could see, I was easily able to reinforce the top and punish him. And I also was able to trap this tank here as well. So this tank is definitely dead. Just gets a cheap shot on the artillery, deals like 17 damage. Gives up the capture on the comm tower and tries to get a first strike with a mech, which I believe was wounded. So it gets more chip damage, but yeah, it's just gonna come out for me. Sacrifices their tank, trying to go for one of my cities. Artillery is not really covering very well. And again, just overextension, you know, getting some vision, but they can only see what's in this forest. Even with 2 vision, properties are also hidden tiles, so he cannot see that I built this medium tank, which might come as a rude awakening, considering he could probably do decently against this tank. Probably will get hurt by this artillery if I'm in its range. So he's trying to reinforce the top slowly with the 2 other tanks. And I get a little bit of reconnaissance. I'm able to punch through. I got my battlecopter in range of the Will CO zone, and as we see, you know, only gives ground units. The CO zone is still a nice little extra bonus for just plus 10% attack and defense, which is something that I tried to take advantage of. Just because Will's CO zone doesn't boost my battlecopters doesn't mean I won't try to put my battlecopters in my CO zone. 10%, plus 10% is nice, although defense does work a little bit differently in Tiny Wars, Days of Ruin. It's still a nice little bonus to have, and not only that, it's giving me charge for my power. So it's just an opportunity that I try to take. Alright, so also another thing that I kind of noticed here. Notice that my opponent had like 2 tanks up here. He's got a little bit down here. I feel like that my forces are consolidated a little better. Like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attacking units up here. Now these aren't really attacking; they're just defending. Here, like he has like 1, 2, 3, and like 4 coming along the way. So having some of his forces down here, and then trying to make a push on the top, really split his forces and kind of didn't allow like these viable units to try and join in with the attacks. So and you noticed earlier I had like most of my units here. I brought them all up here to try to deal with the army up here, and I think I won for 2 reasons. One, my opponent was pushing a little too hard on my top side, and I just had more units to attack with. So I think that's why this fight on the top played out the way it did. Another battlecopter coming in with the medium tank. My opponent's just going for more scouting and has the artillery protecting the capturing bike on the bottom, which ain't bad. Mech right now sadly can't get anything. I do attempt to get some vision for moving the battlecopter in the back, because I kind of felt like if he didn't build an anti-air or a battlecopter, they wouldn't be able to punch through that battlecopter. He has both, so that's unfortunately for me. But I am able to have my recon just block just a little bit. And I have a backup copter just in case, which is also still in the seal zone. I gotta repair this, holy crap, because if this dies, I lose all that charge. Oh no, I use it now, so that mech that initially couldn't reach was able to get that first strike. Sadly, I still cannot see the CO zone. Artillery is just back just a little bit, but still in range to cover. That was short-lived, but you could bet I got some strong attacks. And yeah, my opponent gets some really good hits on the top, however, and they're like, will. You know, you can see here, all in the CO zone. CO zone's like huge, absolutely huge, and all of that just like gave him the attack power to like punch through. You just saw like a bunch of units die, which is why Will is so good on this map, because you have the attack power. You're able to kill one unit, and then you could kill the unit behind it, and eventually you might be able to like not push through. As you saw on the top, you know, they kept pushing and they got a little too close, unfortunately. Here, I think it's just a matter of getting kills, which is what Will specializes in. As for this top battlecopter, it's so small, battlecopters are really good. Which is why I thought Tasha was good on this map, but I believe one of us banned her. But yeah, battlecopters are also really good on this map. Like, all these rivers, all these mountains, yeah, they ignore that. So it's, I only like this map because it's nice to see the some low tiers come out on top. So yeah, a lot of good first strikes, a lot of good counter hits, artillery's putting in work, and I just want to see the unit count as of now. Currently, the unit count is 16 to 8, so I literally double him in unit count. I have more value than him. Like, you double his unit value, it won't match mine. We are still even on income, however. So let's see what goes on. Okay, gets the first strike on my battlecopter and my tank. My tank is not getting the CO boost, however. And, you know, he's just pulling back a bit, trying to rebuild his army. And I just go for the capture, get another first strike on the battlecopter. And the battlecopter is actually protected by this bike. Unfortunately, it's not protected from this battlecopter, but I have a copter chain here, so his battlecopter first strike mine will come and retaliate. Yeah. So again, another missed opportunity. Mech goes in range of a tank, and it's just hiding. We lost our flares earlier in the game. I think now this is telling me that I really should have built a flare. Flares, I can imagine, are amazing on this map, and I'm a little surprised neither of us have built one. It is a base light map, however, but if you have like battlecopter, flare, and infantry, battlecopter's 9,000, flares 5,000, so 14,000 with plus the infantry to avoid base skipping. 15,500 is enough to build battlecopter, flare, and infantry if you want to build a flare and a unit that can fight. So yeah, artilleries are coming in, and I have 4 artillery, and 3 of them are covering all of my units on the bottom, except the mech. Said mech. So as expected, battlecopter is attacked, and I did try to go for a city capture on the bottom, and it looks like another base skip from my opponent. You don't want to base skip a whole lot. You're really gonna miss out on you don't want to base skip a whole lot. You're gonna miss out on some of unit count. You're gonna miss out on units to attack with. Like I said earlier, the more units that you have, the more that you can do. And like, even if my opponent didn't base skip, consider the fight that happened a little bit earlier up here. I just had like plenty more units to get the attack in, which is why I think I was able to win back this top side. Oh yeah, as I said earlier, you know, I'm just getting first strikes with a lot of my units. Probably could have gotten, probably could have killed that battlecopter. I don't know why I did that. like I said, I will confess, I did have a couple micromanagement issues while playing on this map. I just I'd break more space, so I do finally build a flare, but I don't build a battlecopter infantry. I do go for another tank, and again, it's just like all these first strikes that are happening. Copters are really good. Copter chain. All right, so it should be the start of my turn right now. This artillery ends up just being a little bit of a scout. Was able to reveal the artillery though, and plus it's over here, kind of protected by a mountain, so they can't get a free shot off the artillery from the top. They will have to go around some more tiles just to get this hit. That's what I meant by can't get a free hit. So currently, right now, we are back even. Well, not even, but we are closer now. But I am still 72,000 in unit value versus 47,000. And I did capture a city. I believe it was this top city, actually. Yeah, I was able to capture this one. So like the middle 3 tiles here that you're looking at, I finally have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 out of the 6. So yeah, capturing this was definitely huge for me. And he doesn't have infantry to start capturing this, to start recapturing the city if they win the fight up here. Which is why I believe some people struggle playing with base light maps. And here I am threatening another city as well. And I'm just like moving a bunch of units in. This artillery's like, you know, very exposed, but they can't go around the side unless you got like a battlecopter. But his closest battlecopter is only 1. And if my opponent has all of his energy, his power does not boost battlecopters, unfortunately. Like, Will is a ground offensive specialist CO in Days of Ruin. Bike battlecopter. Kind of felt like I needed to build some bikes to like start capturing the city. Like, look at this bottom one. Capturing with 1 HP. Ooh. That battlecopter just suicide on top. I think it did. Alright, so yeah. I am going a little heavy on the bottom, admittedly. But I do have a healthy amount of units, and my reinforcements aren't so far apart. So I think this... although I probably might lose some units, I feel like I've dealt with a lot of units up here, so maybe that's why I felt it was kind of a not a terrible idea to go push in a little bit down here. Oh, and this artillery was able to kill the infantry on the mountain. That's how small this map was. All right, so I guess I didn't go for an aggressive push. I just consolidated my forces. Learn from my opponent's mistake and just like move back just a bit. I didn't overstay my welcome, and I am holding off a couple of units on this top side as well. So, as you can see, the slow city capture by that 1 infantry bike. These are 1 HP battlecopters, so he is able to deal with them, and he goes for his power. He's getting a lot of good first strikes on. And unfortunately, however, anti-air on the top is in range of my artillery, and finally, day 20, turn 20, my opponent has broken this. I felt like I got a lot of value off of breaking this meteor here, and I did. You know, earlier I was able to loop around and reinforce my top side just because I broke this meteor. Like, I almost forgot a meteor was right there. So there is a lot of nice little strategic play when it comes to... I did move my tank back just to boost my artillery. There is a lot of strategic play when it comes to what meteors you break as well. Like, you can make this map more open, less claustrophobic, but it's just going to invest some damage, which is why I tried to take some cheap shots as much as I could. My opponent begins to fall back, and they do go in for the tank artillery kill, and they have artillery backup. However, it's not well covered. I only have this tank that can reach it though, but the tank is a kind of suicide. Unless I have... what do I have? I have 60 energy. I should be able to pull that off if I can. And I do. But instead of going for the artillery, I go for the tanks. And yeah, you can see I punished my opponent again. I think they were okay with doing that, but they just don't have a lot of forces at the time. Let's see here. I think I killed like 2 units, 16 and 14. We're still very close, but my unit value is nearly doubled compared to him. But yeah, you know, just a bit more consolidation. Is able to push back. Infantry is finally up on that city, but I find it's going to be really hard to recapture that city. And looks like I'm about to get this bottom one as well. I think I do. So I am currently 4,000 income. No, I'm actually 6,000. Holy crap! Oh yeah, it's because I captured this city here. So the ones I captured for my opponent were this one on the with the tank, and just now this one infantry. So my opponent is really falling behind right now, and I damage his infantry, so he can't even start recapturing cities. Move my tank down, just get some boost for my units, and this artillery is out of ammo. You know, it's a good artillery when it's out of ammo, but spoiler alert, I didn't realize that I ran out of ammo for the artillery. Makes me do something really dumb with the flare. Like I said, couple micromanagement mistakes. Oh, and I built an anti-tank. Because I love anti-tanks. I feel like if I just like had it, I felt like this anti-tank on this city right here. One, it's on the city, so it's never going to run out of ammo. It's always going to be healed. And it can attack up to the forest. And it can attack at one range as well. So yeah, it's going to be really hard for my opponent to like go through the top. It is rough terrain though, and they do have this open. But I'm lodging that little choke point with a 9 HP medium tank that still has 2 ammo. Mech doesn't go for the first strike. Battlecopter does, but it just takes less damage from machine guns. And yeah, it's in range of an artillery with no ammunition. So I use the flare for the bottom side. And I think it was that at this point that I realized, oh crap, I don't have ammo for my artillery. Look, it can't even shoot. It can move. No vision for some reason, but yeah, it cannot shoot, so that was sad. But Battlecopter comes in and gets the first strike. Battlecopters were just amazing on this map. And I get more charge, moving my tank up. Artillery, I replace my artillery, try to refuel it. Maybe get some more damage on the Meteor. Tank, Battlecopter, infantry. And unfortunately, my opponent ran out of time. I think they said they didn't want to time out like that, but it was this point of the game I was very much ahead. Like you could even see, like this was the last moment before they timed out. Huh? Oh, I need to move back a little bit. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I had 6,000 more income than my opponents. I was ahead on energy, 9 units ahead, almost triple unit value. I can't scroll down for some reason. It's not letting me scroll down. Oh, here we go. I have to drag it. Yeah, I think that's all that. I think that's all that you need to worry about. Just like down to units, like so, like the first top 6, I guess. But yeah, as you can see, I was ahead on everything. Like I said, I think a very crucial part of this game was me breaking this specific meteor. I did consider this one initially, but then I completely forgot that if I broke this one, I could still go up to the top, which is harder to reinforce. Because you got one base here, it's like, you know, a bit of a rough terrain, but you still can get to here and, like, you know, see some action like around this spot down here. The top one's gonna take like 1-2 turns to reinforce, and if you have to like go to this side, breaking this meteor, you can avoid this wasteland and go through the property, which is a good movement terrain tile, and just like, you know, go through this little choke points. Instead, I actually ended up using it to go backwards to like help reinforce more, since there was a couple infantry blocking the spot. I did say that my opponent did have some tanks out here, but it wasn't the worst that they could have done. It's just that, you know, he's got his CO unit down here. You know, it's like yeah, you know, it's just like, you know, split forces kind of went a little detrimental for them. Like I tried to keep the most that I could, and if I was winning, I guess I would just stay there. And you saw a couple times I had this tank move back and forth just to gain attack boost and charge. But yeah, I think the message of this game is split forces, and how, like, you know, consolidating most of them allows you for more attacks and have stronger turns because of that. Alright, guys and gals. Oh, I got some games up. Alright, guys and gals. Here, I'm back. Don't worry. I hope you guys enjoyed the Lucina PNG, though. That PNG will be used for the Tiny Wars Open 1 when me and CJ do the replay commentaries. And this isn't the first time I've used this. I've collabed with CJ using PNGs because he's remaining faceless, and it's worked out. It's really fun to use the PNG, even on this kind of video, since the map was taking up so much space. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I am very happy to see how far we're going with Tiny Wars. Thank you all so much for joining Tiny Wars and joining the tournament. Again, if you haven't heard about the tournament, check out my announcement video. Check out the links below and see how you can get involved. Guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. I am Advanced Warrior, and you all have my warmest regards. Please take care.